right? You might not agree with this, but I believe that Meghan Markle has never been fully accepted because of her skin colour.
Oh, God, that one again.
Honest.
That one again. Do you look at her, Michael, do you look at her and see a black woman? Because I don't. I see a very attractive woman. It's never occurred to me that I never look at her and think, gosh, she's black. In the way you look at Oprah Winfrey, you would be in no doubt. When they sit down and do that interview, you will see a black woman called Oprah Winfrey, and you'll see a woman who describes a woman of colour. Her mother is black. She's from a mixed-race family, of course, but I just don't think people look at Meghan and think, I hate her because of her skin colour. I don't buy it.
Hey, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. And today I want to discuss the video that you've just heard talking about whether Meghan Markle should be seen as being black. Now, the radio presenter Andrew Pearce has been condemned for his comments by both white and black people, saying that this is racism, and I'm pretty sure soon you'll hear him either apologise or even sacked for his comments, given the times that we're in right now. But after listening to the exchange a few times, do you know what? I am in 100% agreement with what he said, which leads me to the question that I have to ask black people, and especially black women, is that do you not all see the bigger picture here when it comes to this whole conversation? Because here we have a woman in Meghan Markle who is the product of a mixed union. Therefore, by definition, she's not black, or at least say fully black. She's mixed. Now, she may consider herself as a black woman, which is fine. I have no problem with that. However, we all have eyes. We know what we see. We know what somebody who is black looks like. And I'm not talking about skin tone. I'm more talking about phenotype. And the reason why I ask this question is because the moment that you hear, or people hear, that we as a community view Meghan Markle the same way as someone like Oprah Winfrey, an example that was used in that video, it opens the door for what? For black women who do have stereotypical black features to be replaced by people who have racially ambiguous features. And that's been happening for the longest. I have lost count the amount of times that I've heard discussions about the lack of representation, whether it be in black music videos, films, the industries, where the main lead is either a mixed race woman or someone who's racially ambiguous. And I'm not even talked about the whole dark skin element to it. I'm just talking about from a phenotype perspective. I mean, it wasn't that long ago where people were up in arms about the situation that went on with Candice Braithwaite being replaced by Rochelle Holmes in regards to that documentary about black women dying in childbirth. And people were citing the fact that Rochelle is safer to be shown on the TV due to colorism and all these kind of other things. Yet somehow when it comes to this, people can't seem to connect the dots as to the timeline of what happens when these sort of things happen. Because all that producers will say from now on in situations, again, going back to that whole Candice Braithwaite or Rochelle Holmes situation is, well, in regards to the casting call, all I saw was a black woman like Meghan Markle, which you guys were advocating for. So why are you complaining? But we all know the reason why. It's because when we look at Rochelle Holmes and we look at Meghan Markle, we don't see him in the same way as we see Oprah Winfrey or in the case of Candice Braithwaite. It's because the children of a mixed union is exactly that. You only have to look at Brazil, if you don't believe me, to see the effects of what this type of thinking leads to. Now, there's other things that took place in Brazil, but in regards to this, because the most amount of slaves went to Brazil during the transatlantic slave trade. And you fast forward to today, guess what? You will barely, and I mean this, barely see any black faces represented on TV, music, or any films. They have been pushed back so far back because people like us will have you believe that any mixed union is still black, it's still the same, irregardless of phenotype, skin tone, skin shade, whatever it may be, it's all the same. Even though, even in Brazil now, they actually identify most as white or different variations of white. But guess what would always reign supreme? That whiteness. Guess what happens to the black people in Brazil and that blackness? It gets slowly pushed back in the background, replaced until you have situations like this. Because again, we will still consider themselves as black, even though in reality, look at the effects that it has. And I'm not even talked about the effects that it will have on young black girls growing up in how they will see situations like this. And let's be honest, there is no possible way without surgery that they can ever ascertain what they look like. And again, I'm not talking about skin tone in particular. That is an element to it, but it's about the phenotype. Without surgery, there's no way near they can acquire the same type of features when it comes to hair, when it comes to maybe nose, lips, all these kind of things which takes place. All these this is the kind of situation that we lead. That's all I have for today. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for listening. Until next time. I'm out.